versus Zergs. He's lost a lot to Shine, but that's about the only Zerg that seems to have his number here.
Yeah, there's one Zerg here in Pro League that I think can consistently take out SoulKey, and that's Shine. One thing I want to see, we were talking about during the break, DRG has to do an early build here. If he goes for Roach versus Roach, I think he's going to lose. I just don't see him winning that against SoulKey. SoulKey, such a good ZVZ player.
But we've seen... Or Beetleus.
Yeah.
Like something different.
Something different. We've seen time after time SoulKey have trouble with early builds, or different builds even, in ZVZ, and if DongRaeGu can take advantage of that, I think he can actually take this one. I'm just not sure if he's going to do it, honestly.
This is such a rare case because you don't normally see ZVZ ace matches, but on top of that, both of these players lost their matches today, looking a little bit weak. So it's kind of a strange ace match in general. This is going to be the one that decides everything. So the map is going to be Frost, a 4-player map, so a bit tougher to do an early pool on that map. So we'll see if DRG has something else planned. If he wants to try to do 10-pool baneling, which can be surprising on a map like this. It could be something he gets away with. This whole match between SKT114 and MVP will be decided right now here on Frost at the SPL, of course, casted by Brendan and Wolf.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom right, the orange Zerg for SK Telecom T1, SoulKey.
And his opponent to the top right in teal, it's DongRaeGu, the final boss yet again. See if he can have some success today, or if he's going to be stuck losing yet another ace match. I've lost count of how many of those he's lost in his career. He's actually very famous nowadays for losing this.
Yeah.
Ooh, 10 drones, 10 pool. This is exactly what we were talking about. This is exactly what we wanted to see. And I think this is a great choice. It's very spot on. It's a great map to do this because it's unexpected. And it's a 4-player map where it's very difficult to actually pull something like this off.
Yeah, but it also, the reason it's unexpected is because it is a 4-player map. It's hard to find out exactly where your opponent's position is, and DongRaeGu is sending his Overlord in the wrong direction, unfortunately. He's not going to see his opponent over there. He's got his gas now. Looks like it's going to be that 10-10 build. Yeah.
Looks like just another SK fan here. So, I mean, hatch first here for SoulKey. By the way, we're not cross spawns, which is really, really good to note. It's good for DRG. Unfortunately for DRG, though, he has not scouted the correct location. But if he sees this Overlord, he will know, and he will be able to respond.
He's sending a second Overlord this way, and actually he's going to see in time the fact that the Overlord was coming from the bottom, so he's going to know exactly where his opponent is as the Zerglings come out. And that's going to be great for him.
The Overlord is going to know exactly that the Overlord, the Zerglings are coming out. So he sees this is coming. He did go for a spawning pool right after that hatchery. No additional drones, no gas before seeing this. So he's very much aware of what he's up against. It's all about the micro here. DRG has messed this up very famously in the match against Life at the Iron Squid Finals. We'll see how he does here. Actually attacking the drone buys him just a little bit of time. Now he runs right in the main base. Spawning pool is actually a little bit exposed here. I don't think he's going to go for it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to go for it so far. Splits up his Zerglings right now, 3 and 3. Makes 3 Banelings on the ramp as well. And right now, SoulKey is shivering in his boots. He's trying to get these Zerglings out. He's making 2 queens at the same time. But these Banelings, man, it's all about the micro, as you said.
3 Banelings here could be a game changer. Here we go. SoulKey has died to this so many times. Will he hold it today? The splits on the drones are very good here. But the Zerglings, did he hit those? He did. And uh-oh, I think that's game. Oh, nice juke there with the drones. He saves a lot of them. But I just don't think it's going to matter here. Brendan the Queen in a good position. This is so close right now. Having that queen is everything. He's got so much more production than his opponent, not just because of the larva inject, but also because he has double hatch.
It is so close right now. These Zerglings have to come out, and they have to avoid these Banelings. A Baneling being made right next to the larva looks like very good micro so far.
I think he may have held. He's going to lose this queen here. Barely. Baneling with 1 hit point left. One more queen shot will make quick work of that. Forces cancels here. And DRG has conceded.
Yeah, he's backed off for now. And the fact, you know, he has done a lot of damage, but at the same time he had basically no drones back at his own base. And he doesn't have an expansion. He doesn't have the queens like you mentioned. He's making one now. Oh, no, that's...
yeah, it's even a third queen.
Third queen. He's trying to get speed right now.
He's just going to do another all-in. Unfortunately for him, this is pretty obvious to SoulKey because he has an Overlord that sees that there's no hatchery still. But what other choices does he have? There's other choices to type out because he cannot just make a hatchery. If he does, then SoulKey's like, well, I have 2 bases, you have 1. I have 2 queens, you have none. Why don't you just leave the game right now? There's no way to come back except for getting lucky with speedling all in that your opponent just does not respond to.
Yeah. Right now he's making some drones and the queen as well.
Yeah, he needs that larva badly.
He really does. I guess he's just trying to get his economy up a little bit before going for it, but I don't know, man. It doesn't look good for him. Like you said, I mean, the production is just so much better for SoulKey. SoulKey not taking too many chances, not making too many drones as well. He comes all the way to the base of DongRaeGu, sees the Zerglings as well, and now he's just going to back off. Seems like DongRaeGu is actually going to go for an expand here.
Wow. He's making drones too. Maybe he's hoping that when speed is shown here, maybe SoulKey's going to freak out, make a bunch of units, make a bunch of structures, and then he's going to be able to catch up in economy as a result. There's actually, I mean, no way he's going to get into the main base here. The spine on the low ground is already pretty far along, as well as a 3rd queen out now. It's actually in a great spot in between the spine core and the hatchery. He's going to get a drone. And this actually puts SoulKey down to now only 11 drones. He's very drone light.
Yeah, he's very concerned about holding this right now, making basically only 1 drone at a time. I think he's spooked a little bit here as well. He sees the speed. He's playing very carefully. He only has 1 droning mine at the natural. And at the same time, drones being made at the base of DongRaeGu.
And you know, DongRaeGu will catch up in production pretty soon because his hatchery will complete. And with that, it's looking like, I mean, not that he's going to catch up, but he's equalized things a little bit.
Yeah, he's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? He's kind of just like leveled off things here now. It's gonna...
He's stabilized a little bit.
Yeah, he's stabilized. He's gonna try to get his bases up, try to get his economy going. He knows he's behind, but he didn't want to type out. This is the ace match. He wants to try his very hardest. Decided not to go for the all-in, even though he may have been thinking about going for it with that speed. He was gonna get some Zerglings in the base. He's going to see the gases coming up.
SoulKey has no queen in his main base, which means he's missing a lot of injects that DongRaeGu is also getting at home. Now he's got the queens in here, of course, but that's something to consider that we haven't really talked about. This was basically a spooky spook attempt, like an attempt to scare SoulKey, and I did not expect this to go so well. You know, this is definitely a totally different approach. It looks like SoulKey thought DongRaeGu was going to do what I thought he was going to do. This is just to do an all-in, but he droned up, and then SoulKey did not. So DRG now finds himself ahead in Harvesters. He has a 3rd base that will not, absolutely cannot be contested by SoulKey with no Zergling speed.
Yeah. The only thing that SoulKey does have on him is the tech right now. I mean, he's getting the Roach Warren. He has the Evo Chamber up as well. DongRaeGu going for that just now. So it's only going to be a little bit farther behind.
Yeah.
But, of course, having those drones up right now is really what you want. You want that 3rd base, get your economy going really, really significant there.
I'm really impressed with DRG. He took a risk, tried to scare his opponent, worked out, and he's like transitioned quite well. I'm like speechless. This is pretty cool. Now, I mean, both these players are pretty even when it comes to Larva. The upgrades are going up for both players as well. Both getting +1. They both have the Roach Warren. Faster lair for SoulKey. That's one thing to point out. But a faster third base for DRG, which is scouted, but without speed, like I mentioned, it's really difficult for him to do anything about it.
Yeah. Seems like the approach he's going to take here is just try to get those upgrades up, try to get roach speed up, try to make a bunch of roaches here, maybe stop some drone production, go for a big roach attack here once the +1 hits.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably, I mean, he knows he has roach speed faster than his opponent. Well, he's about to know with his Overseer that his opponent's lair is not complete, which will tell him. And once he knows that, he can go, okay, I'm going to hit this timing. I mean, like you said, he wants to get a bunch of roaches. That's basically like the dictionary definition of ZVZ, like right now in the meta. You know, that's the plan. The plan is to get a bunch of roaches
and upgrade them.
And the step 2 is to get a bunch more roaches. And the step like 9 is like think about getting infestors. You have that idea, the concept in your head. Hydros as well. This third base is exploding for DRG. If SoulKey really wants to punish here, he's going to have to do it soon. He's not all in with this, but he's very behind in his third base. Third base is way behind.
He's 20 drones behind right now. And I feel like if he doesn't make a big splash here with this attack, if he does not get a lot of damage done here, he could be in a really bad position against DongRaeGu, a guy who, you know, went for very early build timing and it didn't pay off as much as he would have wanted to. He got a little bit behind, but with a little spook tactics, he was able to come back in this game. And like I said, if damage is not done here, I feel like SoulKey might be in a bad position.
Oh yeah, for sure. Worker count, you know, aside, the roach count is relatively even for these two, but the roach speed is delayed for DRG, but he's about to have it. This is the timing window. It's right here, right now, and he's not hitting it.
He's not going in. He's hesitating a little bit here. He's just not confident in this attack right now. He needs to attack right now. Roach speed now is going to be done with a bunch of roaches coming out as well as reinforcements for DongRaeGu.
Yeah, and the concave there, and SoulKey is just, he's out of luck here, man. He's even being chased down. He's losing some of his roaches. DRG has creep spread across the map. He's on the chase. He has a faster +2. Needs to make sure not to overextend himself here, but I think he's pretty much got this fight, even if he trades dead even because of his better economy, and even his macro hatch is going up right now. He's going to be able to reinforce and take this game. SoulKey is looking pretty dead right now. He's going to hold this Roach army for now, but there's just so many more reinforcing Roaches. This is going to be the end here.
Yep, that's going to be it. Behind in drones, behind an army as well. DongRaeGu is going to come back in this. Against SoulKey, rather, I should have said. SoulKey behind in drones, behind an army. He is down 40 supply now.
I mean, that's cute, that contaminate, but doesn't matter. He has just so much more bank, so much more economy. He's had it for so much longer. Macro hatch means more larva. He's going to have +2 pretty soon. He'll have a whole upgrade lead over his opponent, and with that, he should be able to just kill SoulKey. Like, SoulKey's not even being attacked right now, but you can see on his face, he knows that this game is probably not winnable for him.
He's going to try his very best. He has to get some kind of defense back at home. He has one spine crawler. Along with this Roach army, it's looking pretty thin right now. Look at this huge army of DongRaeGu moving across the map. He's going to have +2. And I think this is SoulKey's death, as well as SK Telecom.
Yeah, he's marching right towards him. Way more Roaches here, and he's got a huge line of reinforcements coming across. SoulKey looks speechless. DongRaeGu has done it. He's going to give a huge upset here against SK Telecom, which not only means that they will take their first loss this round, but they will also not pass KT Rolster. DongRaeGu dances his Roaches. GG! DongRaeGu says, "Sup, haters? Final boss is back."
SoulKey, such a good ZVZ player, goes down to DongRaeGu, a guy we did not want to see again, but he proved us wrong. Takes down the Titan of Zerg. Gives him 2 losses. MVP Fedora so happy about it. Obviously, you should be. DongRaeGu incredibly happy as well. SoulKey looked pissed when he danced those roaches in his face. Immediately GG'd out.
That was a very well played game. SoulKey definitely getting a little bit nervous there. DRG playing the map so well, and I am impressed with that. That's the type of play I see this and I go, you beat SoulKey in an ace match? Now I understand why you put out ace matches so often. You know, when things are going well for you, they're going well. SoulKey is crushed here. SKT1 T1 lost to MVP.